Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered 6 Viewer-submitted levels. So in this part, I have something special for all of you. This episode marks the 100 Viewer-submitted levels part milestone. I started doing these kinds of episodes all the way back about a year ago with part 12. It's been quite a journey. I used to gather a lot more stages from Reddit, the official forums, and Discord. I have migrated over to mostly covering viewer-submitted levels due to the large volume of them. Thus, to celebrate this occasion, I'll be covering at least 10 to 15 levels, each designed and submitted to me by a different viewer. I'll be starting out with this stage. Mega Man's Subzero Situation by Nuclearstomp, with 15 plays and a score of 3. As always, if you want one of her levels to be featured in a future part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts, so if you want to check if her level is covered, expand the description. I took a bit of a risk there, but it was well worth it. I thought there'd be a secret down over here because of the ladders to the left. And there would be no way to reach this normally, so I took the plunge. And I was rewarded with the quick boomerang. Good checkpoint placement. This stage's main gimmick so far are the springs, though I think more will be added in the future. And I spy a secret down over there. It probably leads to the next weapon capsule. And my instant death. I know it's doable, but I'll probably die a few times in the process. What's down over here? Just a lone metal for some reason. And no way to reach it yet. I suppose it's an Easter egg or something. Or it's to reset the upper room. And this is how we get the Ice Slasher. Now we're introducing the usage of flipping platforms, first in safe environments and now in more dangerous ones. Like with yellow force beams and now instant death spikes. And now we're combining usage of the flipping platforms with the springs and seal enemies. What's down over here? Nothing. I guess this is to reset the upper screen. This is a safer option after all. I didn't want to risk going through that challenge normally. Nothing down over there. I was just a bit suspicious. And now we're being introduced to ice physics. as well as the Winans. I spy another secret down over there, so let's take a look. Ah, perfect freeze. Should've did a tap jump further to the left over there. Didn't tap jump high enough. I always have issues with tap jumping in this engine. I'll try one more time, then I'll just ignore getting the perfect freeze. Yeah, I'll ignore it. I can't make that jump for whatever reason. I think it is doable, but I just can't pull it off. I have a hunch that there's another mini-boss on the right side of the screen. Another Tama. Of course, I can just jump over it. But what's down over here? Oh, the boss's weakness. But of course I didn't gain access to the perfect freeze, so I will have to do this buster only, or use the boss's secondary weakness. Oh no. This is certainly going to be a problem. I don't have access to any E-tanks after all. I wish I got access to the perfect freeze, so I could use the magnet missile. I held left over there. Pressing the button for sliding doesn't work. Thank you, game. I'll give it 2 or 3 more goes, then I'll end off the stage. It's an overall fun stage, but gosh, the boss fight at the end is really difficult if you don't have his special weapon weakness. And I don't have access to charge shots either. I was lucky that I was able to pull that one off. It's rather difficult, and you need to focus carefully on Iceman's eye slashers. This was a more difficult than usual traditionalist level, but I enjoyed it. Nice challenge progression, and nice optional challenges for the weapon pickups. Second level on the lineup is 4 Ways to Woodman by QueenMonika, with 12 plays and a score of 1. So I presume this is another stage that's at least 50 to 60 screens long, judging by the loading times. If there are actually 4 ways to reach Woodman, I'll probably cover only 1 or 2 of them here. A lot of weapon pickups as well. Yeah, we do have multiple routes. We do start with most of the special weapons in the list though. Alright, let's try doing this again using the Star Crash. The positioning of those watchers is kind of annoying though. This is going to be a bit of a problem. Well, we made it. I guess this leads up to Woodman now. Let's do a full restock and then climb further upwards. Well, I guess this is time for item 1. And we climb further upwards over here. I probably should have taken the lower route or the left or right route first. And we even have red force beams. As well as killer bullets and flying shells, making this part of the stage a lot more annoying as well. Okay, what just happened there? It was continuously exploding for whatever reason. Should I use my M-Tank? Oh goody, these are desynced now. At last I got up here. I knew that was gonna happen. This is starting to get a lot more frustrating than what I expected. There are just so many annoying enemy placements, especially with the flying shells, killer bullets, etc, etc. Another M-Tank, thank you. Would have liked a checkpoint up over here. Remember, the more difficult the stage is, the more checkpoints there should be. And there's a lot of risk of losing progress, so more checkpoints would be super useful here. And seriously, we do not need red force beams on top of all the challenges. Next checkpoint. Not yet though. There should have been one over here. Never mind, we're nearing the boss fight, so it makes sense. Is there something to the right? I guess that's one of the other routes. So let's go to the left instead. And here's the checkpoint, thank you very much. Time to end the stage by fighting Woodman. So that ends the upper route of 4 ways to Woodman. A rather frustrating level, I'd say, mainly due to annoying enemy placements and rather punishing stage design. If the upper route had at least 2 or 3 more checkpoints, I'd be fine. But because there's so much risk of losing progress if you fall down, and several instant death traps like with the red force beams, I honestly cannot give this stage a thumbs up. I'm rather favoring giving it a thumbs down, as it falls into many pitfalls of rather trollish Mega Man design. As it stands right now, it's probably a 3 out of 10. No thanks, I don't want that M-Tank. Well, I can get the M-Tank die and reset the stage. Oh, when it said 4 on the count bomb on the top left, I think it meant to say to take the 4th hole from the left. Now the first hole. Number 5, okay then. Just hold left and get to the teleporter. This route is a lot easier in comparison with the upper route. A bit of a memorization challenge here. 2, although we can see the hole down over here. I guess I go down over here. After all, it was the odd one out. I can't read that for 1. You may want to move the count bomb lines to the right so I can actually read that. I'll take the second one. It leads to that. And of course there was no checkpoint before that section. That's bad design. Especially because we can't see which of the holes have spikes in them because of the life bar obscuring that one. And what makes going back there slower is the fact that I don't have access to sliding. Some number over there. I think it's 4. Nope. It's probably 3 or 1. I'll give this stage one more go, but once I die again, I'll end it off. Rather unfortunate because the other 3 stages by QueenMonika, they all had some potential, but here there are just so many issues that pull down this stage's quality. Well, it must be 3 then. Yep, it was, of course. Also, where's my checkpoint? This would be a good place to put a checkpoint. So there's spikes down over there, and here. I probably didn't pay attention to one of the count bombs, so I died. I think we've seen enough of this stage. Sorry QueenMonika, but I'll have to give this stage a thumbs down. Third level on the lineup is Beatdown Forest by DecidWilMatter, with 107 plays and a score of 38. Let's hope that this stage is better constructed than the previous one was. Then again, it has a much better score. Free tank to the left. We started with a few special weapons and item 1, and we will unlock a few more along the way. There are a lot of Yambos over here. Too bad we don't have a dedicated fly swatter. I don't think that's intended there, but at least I didn't get stuck in the terrain. That wasn't that hard to get, actually. We even get a checkpoint right over here. That way I can just keep holding right to win. Except here, of course. And this makes the petite snakies really easy to deal with. but I do want to see what's up over there. Ah, the plant barrier. And the free M-Tank. I call them free M-Tanks or free tanks as they're really easy to get. If there was a rather difficult challenge preceding it, or rather any challenge preceding it, then it's not a free tank or M-Tank. A bit of forced weapon usage here. Good checkpoint placement. I will use it now. This stage so far is rather pleasant. Very straightforward, nothing too difficult. And we're at the end of the stage. Well, I expected this stage to go by for a bit longer, but this works out. Pretty pleasant overall difficulty, nice challenge progression, and nice way to collect the weapon pickups. Overall, the stage was a breeze. And the boss fight against Plant Man isn't that difficult, especially if he uses weakness to Leaf Shield, which can just eat up his own shield. Fourth level on the lineup is the Volcanic Stone Man by SonicBioniclemaster, with 4 plays and a score of 1. Immediately being introduced to an ants, as well as a Peter Cheese and some sort of force beam. And the Kumusa Bros. Ah, red force beams. I guess these are acting like replacements for lava. And there's me instantly dying because I wasn't far enough to the right. Thankfully, it's only about a 20-second walk back. Nah, I won't go for that E-Tank, it's too risky. Not unless there's a checkpoint nearby. Of course, it's behind these boss gates, so I can't backtrack. Nice way of preventing that exploit. And now we're in the actual volcano. Should have waited there. The Neo Shotman can surprise you like that. Once again, should have waited. Well, I hope I learned my lesson, and I hope that doesn't happen again. At least for this stage. Checkpoint and Rush Jet. So of course we're gonna have a Rush Jet segment. I thought I could squeeze in there, but apparently not. I'm dying a lot more in this stage than what I expected, but most of them are my fault anyway. It's not as frustrating as the second stage was in this part. There we go, easy peasy. And the checkpoint's right after that section. In fact, I'd say this stage has more generous checkpoint placement out of all the levels covered in this part. Remember to slow down the rush jet if you don't have enough time to destroy those pole eggs. And we're at the end of this volcano, where we'll face Stone Man. Though we don't have his... Never mind, we have a mini-boss battle first. Which I'll just skip past, why not? Yoga Block segment. I guess this is us climbing out of the volcano. Fell down almost all the way, or at least 1/3 of the way because my jump button didn't work. I knew Mega Man Maker would screw up one of my movement inputs, but I was hoping it'd be in a different section. Do I want to go for the ERM tank? Let's do it. After all, I don't have Stone Man's weakness, I guess. So I may need that E-tank. Oh, and the stage isn't over yet. When I reached the mini-boss room, I thought that was the end of the stage, but no, it's extending further. And the stage has a roughly smooth difficulty curve. Outside of 1 or 2 pain points, with those Neo-Shotmen, of course. And you can see the gray sky filled with ash. We can potentially drop Snowman into a bottomless pit though, can we? Nope. Well, that was an easy fight. I expected to fall once into a lava pit, but apparently not. This was an okay stage, so probably 5.5 out of 10, or 6 out of 10. It was still enjoyable. Most of the deaths were my fault anyway. Fifth level on the lineup is SAN-005 Secret Man by Jedhawk74, with 18 plays and a score of 1. So the fifth and final level in the series of the Dr. Sachil Assassin number levels, aka the equivalent of the Doc Robot stages in Jedhawk74's lineup of stages. And it seems that this is going to be at least 60 to 70 screens long. Let's do this one as Proto Man. Oh, and we're missing a few special weapons as well. Interesting. We usually start with a whole arsenal of special weapons in Jedhawk's levels, but I guess Secret Man stole 4 of our special weapons. Yeah, no thanks, I just want to skip past all these Sniper Joes. I mean, there's no other enemy types in these corridors for whatever reason. And there's our key. Oh, wait a minute. Do we need to backtrack? It looks to be. 7. I guess this corresponds to the special weapon we unlocked, because the Firestorm is the 7th special weapon in the menu. Would have preferred if I didn't need to backtrack, but this works, I guess. And we do get a full restocking of special weapons down over here. So that's the first of 4 sections. I know there's 4 based on the 4 keys in the first room. And there's a checkpoint after every section is completed. That was the red/orange room, this is the green room. Filled with just green enemies. Or is this area just filled with Hammer Joes? Once again, I'm just gonna bypass fighting these Hammer Joes. If at all possible. Having to fight all these Hammer Joes, Sniper Joes, etc. does get a bit repetitive. Here we gain access to the Brick Drop as well as the second key. Although the Brick Drop was not the fourth special weapon we unlock, in fact it's the ninth special weapon. So the code so far is 7-4. I hope that doesn't become important in a later part of the level, like with a Spike Drop segment. That's 2 of 4. Now we're moving on to the blue segment, filled with Crystal Joes. At least this time I can one-shot them by using charge shots. Five. So that means 7, 4, 5. I wonder what that's supposed to be a reference to. I'm writing it down on a notepad just to be safe. That's section 3 of 4 done. Now we're moving on to the final section before the boss. The purple section. And it combines usage of all 3 Sniper Joe types we've seen throughout the level. Sure, let's go for that E-Tank. Where's the fort key though? I guess there was no fort key in the first place. It was just there to indicate that there was a fort in final section. There's the fort key actually, never mind. Cancel what I just said. And there's something up there as well. I wanna take a look. Seven 4. Must be a secret collectible up here. And there's another key down over there. Strange. Five, 4, 3, 3, 3. What do all these numbers mean? Now, enemy spam, which I'll just skip past over. Oh, that's what it means. So essentially it's a secret stash filled with E-Tanks, M-Tanks, as well as several extra lives. I guess it makes sense as this stage is called Secret Man, after all. So time to face the boss. Unless there are instant death spikes, there's no way I can just instantly get killed. And there are all the coded numbers up over there. Overall, this was an okay stage as well. A bit longer for my own taste, and some of the individual sections like 1, 2, and 3 were rather monotonous with the repeated usage of enemies, especially with the Sniper Joe section, but it was enjoyable. 6th level on the lineup is a Pacifist Until the Very End, Easy version by Kazar, with 14 plays and a score of -2. So it's going to be another Pacifist level. I just wonder how difficult it's going to be, especially looking at the negative score. Down all the way to 1. I knew that was gonna happen. This is gonna take a few attempts, I'm sure of it. I have to lure around the tellies. Easier said than done though, especially when the engine decides that I want to climb up and latch onto the ladder. That's one screen down. Oh no, not this sort of challenge. Well, I made it. Thank you for the full restore, as well as another checkpoint. Now, what's the next room of challenges? I knew it, gyres. Phew, that only took about 8 attempts off screen. Wasn't too bad actually once I got the pattern down. That ladder grabbing segment took a lot more attempts than what I wanted to. Most of those deaths were due to engine issues though. After several dozen failures off screen, I did it. I edited out most of the failures for your convenience, viewers, but gosh, this stage was very tough. Even though this was listed as an easier version, this is through and through a precision-based challenge level, or in some ways a Kaiser level. Although I'd say 25% of difficulty comes from how the level is structured, and the rest 75% come from the engine issues and button inputs not registering properly. 7th level on the lineup is Tower of Slides by MAGMAX, with 35 plays and a score of 6. So a level filled with sliding, if I were to trust the title. I remember a similar room structure back in Frogger version 1. Thank you for the checkpoint. I'll need to use the iframes of the charge kick in order to survive. And make sure to position myself carefully, so I don't walk into one of the spikes. Okay, this first section wasn't too bad. Thank you for the next checkpoint. A lot of dive missile capsules here for whatever reason. Oh, to stop me from charge kicking forwards. Makes sense. Well, that was easy. Oh, and I do need the dive missile in order to hit Cutman. Of course, I can also just use the Mega Buster. Overall, this was a nice little level. It looked a lot harder than it actually was, and a bit scarier than it actually was. As long as you are attentive and careful, you will not die. Eighth level on the lineup is the Mega Maker Stage No One Asked For by Zhou, with 22 plays and a score of 0. Another longer stage, it seems, at least 50 or 60 screens long. Once again, I wish in a future update that on the opening crawl, it lists the total number of screens every level has. This looks awfully familiar. I remember this screen as well. I think this stage is heavily based off of the Magmal 2 stage, the stage nobody asked for, a stage made by Entity 1037, and it's my favorite Magmal 2 entry stage of them all. Although there are some differences due to missing enemies. And we also have a safety net in the middle. Thank you for preserving that. I would have preferred if we used the same original stage music, but it isn't part of Mega Man Maker by default. Is there something down over there? Let me take a look. Yep, just like the original level. Although in the original level, the blue spikes were harmless. So let's see what's to the right. Just a bottomless pit. In the original stage, that led to the Super Fairman encounter. Of course, we don't have fake spikes in this engine, so instead we're using the skull barrier. Nor do we have fake floors and fake spikes. Like originally, this room was a lot more different. Unfortunately, in this engine, you cannot control how fast the force beams come out. You can control the delay at which the force beams will come out, but you can't control how fast they come out, or the rate of travel. Should have expected that would happen. I recall this room in the original stage. There is a spare M tank over there, but I don't need it. And now we have an originally more intricate footholder section. We don't have that much level control in Mega Man Maker though, so this is the substitute. Though I think I broke it down somehow. I'm missing a few footholders here and there. This section was a lot harder as well because you could get crushed against other footholders. In the original stage in Magmal 2, the footholders here were solid. Here's the enemy mosh pit room. We still have the gyries, the hoppers, the big eyes, but we're missing the Apache Joes and Yambos. And there's no way to kill off the gyries. Like in the original stage, you could kill them by using the Slash Claw. Following this point, we will be fighting Spiked Wall Man, but instead, we'll be facing Fairman. Well, I guess it makes sense because Fairman was the boss of the other route. And to be fair, most of the walls, floors, and ceilings consist of spikes. I'd say that this is an okay recreation, but we're missing the fake spikes, the actual spikes, and non-harmful spike gimmicks, as well as a few other ones. As well as the intricate footholder section, unfortunately. 9th level on the lineup is Frozen Base by Fatty98, with 15 plays and a score of 2. So a base stage. Start out with a nice set of special weapons. Let's hope that this stage is a bit easier than Charging Transporters was. Well, that stage was difficult, but the main thing that brought it down for me was the lack of checkpoints. If it had 1 or 2 more checkpoints, it would have been my favorite stage of that part. Somehow I made it past this section in just one go. Thank you for the checkpoint. I was expecting to die here at least once or twice. Those are some rather garish colors in the background. I want a damage boost off of this section. I don't want to risk it. All of these sections are doable base buster only, but I'd rather not chance it. There is probably a secret up there. Or an extra E or M tank. Just an extra E tank. Now we have rolling drills. Rats, I probably need that one. Should have used a special weapon over there. If I was Mega Man or Proto Man, I could easily destroy those rolling drills. So let's use the drill missile instead. I tried doing a tap jump, but it didn't register. And that's how you actually complete this section. Now for the hard part. Thank you for the full life refill over there. Please put a checkpoint nearby. Thank you. We're at the end of the stage. In that last section alone, I died 30 times off screen. Most of the issues were engine issues, button input registrations, inconsistent behavior with the rolling drills, as well as the fan fiends. It really destroyed my fun of this stage. It's not really your fault, Fatty, it's more of the engine's problem. I knew I was going to die over there, but I want to check what his weakness is first. Of course, the Power Stone. At last, this stage is done. If those engine issues didn't crop up, I'd like the stage more and give it a thumbs up. But as it stands right now, I just found it so frustrating in the end that it really destroyed my fun, unfortunately. 10th level on the lineup is Just an Ice King level by Pachy, with 20 plays and a score -1. Let's hope that this stage is less perilous than the previous one. At least the previous one had pretty good checkpoint placement. Ice Slasher, and I presume we'll gain access to the perfect freeze later on. Time to backtrack a little bit. At least I think I need to backtrack. This key probably leads to the boss's weakness or something. Free tank. Well, not really free because I need to get up there. But pretty easy one to get. Checkpoint placement of this stage is pretty good. More generous than the previous one was. I see. If I took the key, I'll gain access to an M-Tank. I guess Pachy wants us to go downwards then. I'll just damage boost. Still, those are some interesting usages of Whoppers. In fact, I haven't seen a stage before that spammed this much usage of Whoppers. Got by mostly unscathed there. Thank you for the full refill, and this was a nice little level. Probably would give it at least a 6 or 6.5 out of 10. At least for Mega Man Maker standards. Fairman and a Power Muscler companion. Like I just said, an overall nice level. I did like the creative usage of all those Whoppers and the positioning of enemies. I don't know why this got a negative score. This was an overall decent stage. 11th level on the lineup is Portal Man by Jake's Manny playing 81, with 70 plays and a score of 15. Okay, rather short one too. And the gimmick here are those portals. Now the level plays itself, at least for that short while. So far the stage is there, and it just ended. Well, okay then. This is one of the more forgettable levels of the part. It's called Portal Man, but the portal gimmick is only used once or twice. I was hoping for some portal mazes or portal mobility challenges, but no, it just ended there. 12th level on the lineup is Buster Nanoriginator Stage Illegal Mine by Buster Game, with 4 plays and a score of 0. Overall, this was a rather decent level. For the most part, it wasn't too difficult, outside of one section where I died at least 1 or 2 dozen times, but that was more due to engine issues. 13th level on the lineup is the Crystal Carnival by Hiena, with 12 plays and a score of 1. So we start off with nothing, and we immediately fight Crystal Man right now. We do gain access to the Crystal Eye and an E-Tank though, and transition over to a completely different environment. So we need to ascend upwards and reach Crystal Man. Crystal Man's firing at me somewhere. Ah, down over there. This is going the wrong direction. I need to come back up. Time for the slugfest. This is definitely not how I intended to fight Crystal Man here. I thought I'd get to the top of this area and transition to another area where I'd fight Crystal Man. But no, just here, in this rather chaotic arena. The saving grace of fighting him in this arena is that, thanks to all the tellies and other enemies, it's rather easy to farm life energy. I guess it was okay. 14th level on the lineup is Arid Terminal by Magnitude, with 25 plays and a score of 8. So a base level taking place in the desert. I'm quite surprised that out of the selection of 14 levels so far, we haven't had that many Proto Man levels. Mostly Mega Man levels or base levels. Nice introduction to the coil platforms, first in a safe environment and now in a more dangerous one. Guess I'll need to backtrack here. It's probably for an extra E or M tank, so I'll take it anyway, just in case the boss fight is difficult. This is very likely the boss's weakness. Another free tank, although you need to think a bit fast over there. Nonetheless, we're at the end of the stage. Once again, Ringman is weak against the Power Stone. Although fighting him here is a lot easier in comparison to Frozen Base. This was a sweet level overall, probably a 6 out of 10 at least. So moving on to the 15th and final level of the part, Castle Outbreak by Darkness, with 57 plays and a score of 9. Darkness's levels are usually rather solid, so I was going to cover another level by Darkness, but after talking with him, he supplied a better level. Now we're getting a bit more challenging, with the flipping platforms over spikes as well as tachyons. Good checkpoint placement. We're entering into Castle Fortress proper. I thought I would make that jump over there. Now we're getting somewhere. I knew that would happen. I was too hasty there. I have only me to blame for that failure. Let's try this again. I used to be terrible with the flipping platforms in this engine, but after several dozen parts of practice, more like over 100 parts of practice, I've gotten used to their timing. You can potentially do a slide jump and make it from the top left part of the screen. Just wanted to test out my hypothesis there. And that's the end of the stage. A pretty neat fortress stage. I'd say that in comparison with the other stage I wanted to play by Darkness, which was called LMLWY 2-Hour Challenge Sewer Hideout, I'd say that I liked it slightly more than that one. Sure, that was shorter and easier, but I like the aesthetics more as well as the challenges. But I'd say that this one was definitely better constructed. Nice challenge progression, nice introduction of gimmicks, and nice checkpoint placement. I'd say it's a middle-of-the-road stage, well, above middle-of-the-road, knowing the other stages in Mega Man Maker, so it gets a thumbs up as well. Gosh, after playing through 15 levels in this part, I'm not sure what to say what my favorite level is so far, or my honorable mentions are. I'll mention those in the description below. But I want to offer you all thanks for submitting levels to me, even those whose levels haven't been featured in this part. Thank you for submitting your levels to me, as it's really appreciated and it keeps this LP series going. If you weren't here, viewers, this would probably be just once or twice per week or something, and I'd probably move over to other Mega Man fan games. It's because of your continued support that I'm continuing this series, and why this channel is growing so well. Thank you, and here's to another 50 or 100 viewer-submitted level parts. Well then, I'll be taking a short hiatus following this part from Mega Man Maker. I will still publish parts for Magmal 2, as well as Let's Tries and maybe one or two other LPs, but I'll take a short break from this LP series, probably a week or two, and then I'll return back with viewer-submitted levels, some levels from the most popular queue, as well as a few other featurettes. I'm hoping to cover some challenge stages, or levels made for challenges for the official Mega Man Maker server. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Toodles!